Alright, good day everyone, Steve Briggs here. This video I'll be doing will be based on linking Microsoft Access to SQL. So basically, before you get into all the stuff of the database and the front-end application, you need three applications basically. We have the connector, which is the driver, the ODBC driver. What this does, this connects MySQL to Microsoft Access. That is like the bridging gap. Now when you are downloading this, there's 32-bit here and there's 64-bit. Now based on another app I'm going to speak about, which is WAMP, you will know if it's either 32 or 64. Now WAMP, there are two types, as I said, 32, 64. If you download 32, you will have to use the 32-bit driver here. If you use 64 WAMP, 64-bit driver. In addition to this, before you install WAMP, you have to download and install this Visual Studio, because if you don't do that, you will get an error at the end of your installation. The name of the file, and can't remember exactly, but I think it's an mvr13.ddl file. Basically that file is linked to this here, which is the Visual Studio 2012. Okay, so what I will do now is actually install WAMP as the first process. Now I have the Visual Studio actually installed on my system already, so I don't need to do it over. I have this installed already for WAMP. Okay, next. Now, okay, agree. Now I will get a pop-up box here because I already had WAMP installed on my system, and the default folder, I didn't remove it. So as I click next, this box will come up. For people who install it first time, you would not get this box, but don't worry, if it come up, it's because you have WAMP installed, or it was being installed before and you didn't remove this folder. Just click yes, create your desktop icon, your quick launch icon, click next, install. Now this may take a little while. I'll clock in at 3 minutes or so. So what I'll do, I'll just fast forward it a little bit. Okay, so the installation is finished, as you can see in the back there. Now this box came up. Now what this box is saying is, please choose your default browser. If you are not sure, just click open. So what is happening is that whatever your default browser is set to, if you just click open, what will happen is that WAMP will automatically use that as a browser to open up with the PHP admin and to demonstrate all the tables and so forth. So I will just click open. Now they have this message came up: would you like to install a new WAMP homepage? This will override existing index PHP. Basically, because of the installation I had before, certain files were left on the system. I will click yes. Okay. Okay, and this come up here, you can just click next and you can launch WAMP. Already know Windows with this stuff here, click yes. Now with this here, now you can left click and put online. Okay, this will turn green. Now see, now this on online. Now what I can do is go to the PHP admin, my admin. Now this will bring up, as you can see, my default page, which is Google Chrome, because within Windows that is my default browser. So here we are inside my PHP admin. So what we want to do now is we're going to create a database here, and then we're going to link this database back to Microsoft Access. So Microsoft Access, we will be making changes, but the true storage and of the stuff and the data will be taking place in the MySQL part, which is inside of here. So you click database, and we're gonna create a new database. So for me, I will name my database Steve database. Okay, I will click create new database. You see, database has been created. Now we'll come down here. Oh, sorry. Click here, click the database here, and now we're gonna create a table. So I'm gonna name this Steve underscore tables. How many columns do I want? I will put 5. And then after this, click go, and everything will come up here. Now with this table, you have to put in your name, data type, how many values or the length of the text you want, and so forth. So for me, I will work with something of, my table will comprise of a construction then. So I'll have material, which I'll label as text. I'll have 50. I will have equipment. I will have that as text. I'll put that as 50. I will have location, text. I'll put that as 30. Then I will have worker ID, and then I'll put that, or I'll leave that as int. I'll have that as 10. And then from here I will have, what can I have for this? I will have job site. Okay, we'll look at job site. So with this now, I select text, and then I click save. Now you don't have to do anything here, because this is just basically to demonstrate. I'm just demonstrating the basic stuff to getting into this via Microsoft Access. So you click save. Okay, this is saved here now. Now the thing is with this, you have to actually put privileges and stuff in place, because what will happen is that you will get it a link in Microsoft Access, but then when you go to make, you wouldn't be able to make changes, you wouldn't be able to edit or do anything. So what you can do, click privileges. Now we will work with the first one, which is root. You have the IP. This is an IP address. This is the default localhost IP address. So we just click edit privileges, come down, and you say add privileges on the following database. So they say use a text field. So I will use material. No, I will use location. Okay, go. So the database came up here. These are the database location. I will select all, check all. So this now will grant me administrative permission to alter, trigger events, do all sort of stuff, update, insert, select, and all sort of stuff. So I click go. Alright, and that is it there. So the next step now is to open up Microsoft Access. I'll be using Access 2010. Now you could use Access 2007, no problem. 2010 for me. Okay, so with here now, I am going to create a new database. I'm going to name this MS Access Steve. Too long. Let's name it MS Steve. Okay, create. Now could close this off. Right, next, this is step here now where we're going to actually link the database to this Microsoft here, this front. This will be operating like the front end here now. So you go to external. Now we have ODBC database. You can click here. Oh, sorry, yeah, it will be this option. Now we link, as you can see here, link to data source by creating a link table. So what they are saying is that this will be linked to the actual database in MySQL. So whatever you do here, it will be reflected upon the actual database, which is in MySQL, the PHP MySQL, which is in WAMP. So you click OK. Now here now, a critical thing, let me go back quickly. In Microsoft Access, if you do not have if you don't have administrative rights, you're going to end up with some problems. I will just demonstrate quickly. Users, program files. There's one of my games there, construction games. Microsoft here, Office here, Microsoft Access. Now I set my stuff to run as an administrator. If you do not have that, let me demonstrate what will happen. Close this off, open it back. I will open back my database that I have saved here. Okay, enable content. Now I will come here, open this link. Okay, now we go into machine data source and then you click new. You see the error you get here. You are logged on with a non-administrative privileges. So what you have to do, you could cancel this. What you could do, properties, you find the Microsoft Access properties, compatibility, run as administrator. So you wouldn't have to be going back and forth every time when you have to go into Microsoft if you had to add a new database or whatever the case may be. Okay, close this off. I will just run it afresh. Microsoft Access, yes. I will open back the database I've created, MS Steve database. Now if, just a quick recall, if the previous steps I did, I open database 1, it doesn't matter, because basically once you're not in administrative mode, you wouldn't get in. ODBC, link, okay, machine data source, new. See? So everything here is operational now. Now we're selecting system data source. You click next, and you scroll down, and you look for this here. Now with older MySQL connector drivers, you will see this come up as MySQL ODBC 5.1. Is okay, but for me, if you install the newer version, you will get the 5.3. We'll be working with the ANSI driver. Click next, click finish. When you finish here now, the data source, you give it a data source name. So I will name it my SQL Steve Connect. Name it Steve underscore Connect. Okay, now remember the IP address that I had, that I showed you all, this here. So the user root at 127.0.0.1. this is like the local host. So 1 user root database. As we can see here, Steve database came up. So you can select it, test, connection successfully. Okay, click OK. Click OK here. Tables. Okay. Materials. Now, cannot create an index for the given field, but it's okay. You're going to open up. Oh, you see, I got an error here. So basically what happened here is that I cannot go into the actual file as I was speaking about earlier on. So what the problem I have here now is actually in the database. In the Steve database, I need to create a unique index. Okay, structure. So what I will do, I have to give it a primary key. Oh, okay. What I will have to do here now is close this. Close this. I will delete this and just go through it once more again. So the primary key, I'm still getting an error. Okay, primary key needs to be something of an integer value. Right, okay, so the problem I was getting here is that I couldn't assign a primary key via a text type. It needed to be something of integer or maybe double. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back in Access. I'm going to open back my database here. I'm going to open this. That's ODBC, right? Come here, machine source. Now Steve, you see, Steve Connect. Okay, tables. And now I can actually put in information here. So you see the problem I was having before, so is that without a unique identifier you can't put things inside the database. So what I have here, I could put material, cement, equipment, shovel, location, San Fernando, worker ID, I'll best put 23, job site, PAL. Now I'm not too sure if I spell the name of this. I'll just put the crossings in San Fernando. Okay, next one I'll put sand. Equipment, I will put bucket. Next location, Tunapuna. Worker ID, I'll just put 656. Tunapuna. I'll put by Eastern Main Road. EMR. So that'll stand for Eastern Main Road. Then I'll just put one more in here now. I'll try Port of Spain. I'll put POS for short. Okay. For this here now, equipment that we will have. What equipment again that you actually find on a construction site? I'll just put a Ramson. Now I'm not too sure if that is the precise spelling. That is the stuff that makes you cement, but that is not really the important thing. The important thing is that we get in the data in the fields and so forth. Location, I'll just put Tobago. Worker ID 12. Job site, I will just put Patience Hill. Naming conventions, try not to leave spaces, so I put underscore. Okay, so as I go here now, right, when I come across here now and I go back to the structure, I can click here, tables, and as you can see, Port of Spain, Ramson, Tobago, cement, shovel, San Fernando, sand, bucket, Tunapuna, Eastern Main Road. So basically, oh my, well, you see the mistake I made here. I think material cannot be Port of Spain. Material could just be gravel. So basically, well, if you understand what I'm saying, you come back here, you will see the change didn't make. Okay, let me just click over the tables, structure. Well, understand what's happening here. The change will be made. Oh, okay. Once I exit, the change will be made. So when I click over browse, I will see the change come up here. So basically, what is happening here is that I've linked my actual SQL, my Microsoft Access, to the SQL database in the back here. This is the background work. You have to have all the work and the savings and all these other stuff. So basically, it's not really a hard task. Just go through the steps and everything will be okay. Just a quick reminder, now if it is you are using WAMP 64-bit, make sure that the different things that you need to make WAMP and to make WAMP operational is of 64-bit, because you cannot, if you try to use a 32-bit with if you use a 32-bit driver with a 64-bit WAMP, you're going to get errors. So make sure you run and you operate with 64-bit all through if it's of WAMP, or 32-bit all through if it's of a 32-bit WAMP. Okay, well, this is the end of my video. Thanks for watching, and I hope it really helped those who have watched this video and so forth. Okay, enjoy it everyone.